Hi, it's Missy from Creative Blessings, and I'm here with my Tuesday tip and technique. So we kind of have a little bit of both today. I'm going to try to do, I'm so excited, I'm going to do this kind of series for you on Tuesdays with different folds. Our basic cards, most of the time, we just fold them in half. We put a layer in the front, we decorate the front, we put a message on the inside, and we send them. But it's fun to give a card that might have a different fold, might have a different way that you put it together, might have something that pop-ups inside, might actually be open to the inside. So I have a whole list of different folds and techniques that we can do to make our cards a little bit more wow. So I hope you come back every Tuesday for the next couple weeks, and we'll get through some of these great techniques of how you can jazz up your cards. We're going to start today with this is my card, and I decided the Occasions Mini is coming to an end, and as you know, everything right now is while supplies last, so I thought I better get some more use out of my Carousel birthday stamp set. I love the stamp set. I love carousel horses. I always, when we go to a park, ride on them. So it's a fun card, and I love the sayings about being able to spoil you and just celebrating your birthday, because it's two things I truly love to do. So I've matched up my stamp set with the coordinating paper pack. This is our Cupcakes and Carousels Designer Series paper pack. Bright, beautiful colors. Calypso Coral, Bermuda Bay, Daffodil Delight, I believe. Oh no, there's no Daffodil Delight. Peekaboo Peach, So Saffron. That's the yellow that's in here. Sorry about that. And just great images to use. Kind of fun vintage. So let's get started. Are you ready? This card not only features a fun fold, but it also features a belly band. And I'm going to show you my age. Those of you that are probably my age or older know that a belly band, and I'm not sure if this is where it originated, but this is how I knew what a belly band was. A belly band was something that went around, and when my oldest son was first born, we put this cloth belly band around his middle to protect his belly button until it all healed up after his birth. So belly bands just slide on and off, and you can put belly bands around almost anything. I do them around gift card holders, around packaging, anything that I want that the person can open and not have to destroy it. So belly band just comes off. So should we get started? And I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to put this one aside. We're starting with, and all the measurements are going to be in my blog, guys, so don't worry about the measurements. We're starting with a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. So half a sheet of cardstock. We're going to bring in my trimmer, my Stampin' Trimmer, and we're going to score this. And we're going to score this at 2 1/8. And your scoring blade, I always keep my scoring blade at the top. It's usually the lighter color of the two blades. There's two blades in here. The cutting blade is the darker and the scoring is the lighter. Sometimes people mark them with an S and a C so you know which is which. And we're just going to find 2 1/8. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and hold that down and score that. And then I'm going to actually take the paper out, flip it around so that I have the other end, and I can do 2 1/8 on that end as well. Okay. And we're just going to hold it down and we're going to score that. So we've got both ends scored in order to fold our gate. And here's my tip on this fold for you guys. So if I take it and I fold it in and use my bone folder to get a nice crease, and if I fold the second fold in, sometimes when the score line is, see, it doesn't quite match up. I always make sure my edges match. Can you see that? It's not quite matching up because the score line, I might have been a little on the inside of the score line, a little on the outside of the score line. I'm going to make sure everything matches up. And I'm going to get it so it's a nice straight edge in the middle. And now I'll use my bone folder and I'll get it that way. And gatefold cards are basically something that opens from the middle. Kind of like your gate opens, you know. But it can either go vertical or it can go horizontal. And you can put your belly band on either direction. You know, your belly band can even go this direction and then just turn your image around so that it can go on and off that way. That's your discretion, your choice. So I've got those. I'm using the diamond pattern with kind of the brighter colors. And we're going to put those in the front. And these are measured at 4 inches. I'm sorry, these are measured at 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And we're just going to use our snail adhesive. And you're going to leave a layer of Calypso coral the whole way around. So it almost makes it look like a framed piece on each side. I'd love to hear what your favorite card is to make, what kind of folder technique, and what you find interesting to give or to receive. So that is our piece for there. We do have an inside layer because I always like to put an inside layer in, dress it up a little bit. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I kept a little strip off of what's going to go on my belly band, the stripe piece. And I found it easiest to make sure it matches up is to leave it a little bit long. And I'm just going to go from side to side, leave a little bit of weight underneath it, and just use my snips and trim it down. So I've got that on there. We're going to use Early Espresso. And I'm going to stamp the greeting. And the greeting I'm choosing is, I love when your birthday comes around. Kind of goes with the carousel horses because they go around and round and round. And I'm just going to stamp that at the top. There you go. We're all good. And we'll put that on the inside. So you've got the greeting on the inside and the gates open and close. What's left? The belly band. Because they don't always stay shut, so you need something. If you don't want to use a belly band, you can use a circle out here and another little piece to hold the circle behind, just to keep them closed. So we'll go over that next week, and maybe I'll make another one with that kind of a closure. Early Espresso piece of cardstock, measuring 1 1/2 by 9 3/8. Kind of some odd measurements here. And my paper stack is only 6 inches long, so I need it to go the whole way. So there's 2 options you have here. We're going to make sure it matches up. I'm going to use a full length piece, and I'm going to start at the end. Just make sure your edges get really good and put a lot of adhesive right on your edges. And I'm going to start down at this end and just keep going until I get to that end. And then I'm going to put adhesive probably a little bit past half. And I'm going to match them up. You know what? I think I cut that end a little shorter than that way. So we'll go this way. There we go. We're going to match them up and just put it so nobody can tell there's a seam there. And then we're just going to snip off the extra and toss that. So we have our belly band. And then what I do, you can score this at 2 3/8 from each end. I found it easiest to just go slightly off center and just, I don't have enough adhesive on there, and just fold it around and make sure you're straight, and then bring your other piece and fold it around. You want to make sure that it's tight, but it's snug, but not tight, okay? Because you want it to be able to go up and down on the card. And then I'm going to hold this shut by using tear and tape. And you're going to put a piece on the inside top of the bottom piece and the bottom side edge of the top piece, if that makes sense to you. And this just comes off. Let me just tear it off. And I usually don't have any problem. There we go. And you're just going to put it together. Okay. And just make sure it slides, because you want it to go on and off for the recipient. Okay, last thing we have left to do is to make the carousel on the front. And what I chose to use was Calypso coral for the carousel horse, kind of to match the card base. And we're just going to ink it up. Stamp it. I'm going to go this direction just so it goes. Stamp it on your paper. And then what we'll do is we're going to cut it out. And I'm using these stitch-shaped framelits. And I'm using, oops, and I already have them pulled out. And I'm using the layering oval framelits, okay? 2 must-haves for your die cutting. I use more ovals and circles and squares than I do anything else with all my framelits. And I chose the stitch framelit that's going to just go to the edge. And if you see the one I've already cut out, it actually has a stitching right on the edge and the edge, but I didn't want to go too big and like overpower the front of this, so that was my choice. If you want to go the next size up, you can go the next size up. This is actually the 3rd from the smallest. So just so you know, and then I chose the corresponding oval scallop that'll just go around it. And we have to cut that one out. So give me 1 second. I have the horse cut out. Oh, no, I don't. I do have one of the ovals cut out, so we are good. The only thing we need is we need some adhesive. And I just ran out of adhesive, so it's time to refill. And I love that we can refill these and they go so quick and easy. So some adhesive on there, center it right in the center, just get the early espresso all the way around it. And then the only thing we need to do yet is to put this on our front, and we'll use some Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll get those. And I'm choosing to put 4 just so they hold really, really low. And I choose to put mine right where it crosses over. It gives it a little more support. And then just 1 on either side of that, just to hold it in place. And we'll just take off the double side. And we'll go from there. So this is a stamp set and paper that is retiring. It will be while supplies last. So if you love it and think you want it, now's the time to order it. Feel free to go to my site. I am going to have a hostess code at the bottom of my blog. Feel free to use that. Everybody that uses the hostess code actually gets a portion of the benefits if we reach $150 that month. So I do share those. I don't keep those. If you would like more information, if you have a certain technique you'd like to see done, if you have questions about anything at all, I'd love to answer those questions. And I'd like to remind you that our new catalog, our new annual catalog, will be coming out in June. And I am putting my order in now for my catalogs. So if you'd like to receive one, make sure to leave a message below and for me to contact you. And I'll contact you and get your email and get your address. I'll email you to get your address. Sorry about that. And I'll gladly send you a catalog. If you're new to me, never ordered from before, I do ask that you do a $5 deposit, and when you place your first order, I refund that to you. So it's just a way of doing business. And I love referrals too. So if you are my customer and you refer somebody new, and you are my customer, my catalogs are always free to you. So any questions? I hope you enjoyed the Gatefold. It's one of my favorites to do. It's quick, it's fun, it's easy. It mails flat, no extra postage needed, guys, which is one of the things my club ladies just really always want to make sure there's no extra postage needed. But we'll go from there. So I'll see you next Tuesday. Blessings to you all.